it's Sam. Happy New Year. I have blush hair. I'm so excited. I have been wanting to go pink for a long time, but I didn't want the same pink that I had before. I wanted more of kind of like a subtle, kind of like, almost like a dusty kind of blush, kind of rosy pink versus like the super kind of like candy pink that I used to have. This pink is perfection. I love it so much. I also got extensions as well. My hair, you can see this is like where my hair is normally. So my hair is already quite long, but I just wanted to add like a little bit of length as well, just so that I could be like extra mermaidy. I went to Crimson Rose Salon down in Placerville. The girl who did it was Painted by Trista. Long mermaid blush toned hair. It's the perfect way to start off the new year. I'm super excited. Also, humongous thanks. I got so many sweet comments. You guys were so nice on Instagram for like, oh, I had so many comments about my hair. So huge thanks to everybody who commented on Instagram, who was really sweet. I love you guys so very much. In case you missed the Instagram post, I will leave the Instagram accounts of the girls who did my hair. Painted by Trista is the one who has all of the kind of like information that you need as far as the formula for the pink, as well as the extensions. So I basically went the day before and I got my regular highlights that I always get from my girl at Salon Luxe Reno, Carissa. So she did a full highlight like I always get. The following day I went and got the extensions put in, and then they colored it all with the pink color once the extensions were in, and that way we kind of like could match everything perfectly. So I will link down Painted by Trista's Instagram, so that you guys can go and check out the formula. It's going to be on the first, I think the first picture that she has of my hair, so that you guys can see exactly what she used to get this color, as well as the extensions. And then I'll also leave the other accounts down who also like did my hair, so that'll all be in the description box below. But yes, I am so in love with this color, guys. It's like almost like metallic-y, if you know what I mean. Like, it has this like really kind of like, I don't know, it's cool. I mean, it's amazing. I love it so much. Trista, who put the extensions in, has offered my followers, if you guys are in the kind of like Sacramento, Placerville, kind of Tahoe area, she's in Placerville, then she's offered my followers $50 off of 1 pack of hair, or $100 off of 2 packs of hair. If you are wanting to get extensions for yourself, you're interested in it, then she is offering that discount for you guys. So this is the perfect time if you want to switch up your look. If you've been thinking about getting extensions and you're like, oh, I don't know what I should do, or you haven't been able to find someone that you know does a good job or that you like, you guys can go over to my Instagram and you can see lots of different angles of my hair. I've done some back ones where it's just full on waves. I've done a straight one. Like, there's a lot of different kind of versions, and then the girls also have different pictures and videos on their Instagram, so you can see like all angles of my hair. That way, if you're like, do the extensions blend, da 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 da, you can go check it out for yourself. If you are, you know, interested in getting extensions, then not only can you save some money, but then you guys can go and check out the work that they did on me. I'm so happy, and these extensions are so silky smooth, guys. They're super nice. They blend really well into my hair. I'm just like obsessed. The first day, I will say, I did have to take ibuprofen because my head was quite sore. When I went to go lie down and go to sleep, I was like, oh my gosh, my head. But the second day I was fine. So ibuprofen the first day I would definitely recommend. But then the second day, I'm now on day 3, I believe, and I don't have any pain on my head whatsoever. There's kind of like a little bit of information about them, but obviously if you want more, then go to the girls below. Hopefully you guys all had an amazing Christmas. I took off the last week, you guys know that. It was really nice to just kind of like take a little moment off and just kind of come back fresh for the new year. Today I'm going to be sharing kind of like my current holy grail makeup routine. And I wanted to do like a best of beauty, but then I thought, well, why not kind of do a best of beauty on your face? So it's kind of like a best of beauty 2017 products mixed with my current makeup routine. There's been a couple of new additions to my makeup routine that have been kind of like my holy grail go-to at the moment. So I wanted to make this my current holy grail. These are the products that are like, if I'm not gonna film a new look or if I'm not trying out a new product, this is my go-to. So this is a full face tutorial, so from absolute start to absolute finish. If you missed the name of anything, I will have them linked down below like I always do, so check the description box so that if there is something that you saw that you liked, you guys know exactly what it is, and the link will take you right on over to purchase it for yourself. I have a try-on haul coming up tomorrow for you guys, so stay tuned for that. I'm very excited about it. I got a lot of really cute stuff. But now let's get on to the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you like this tutorial or like my hair, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. Don't forget to click that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload. You can do that too. Leave a comment down below letting me know your New Year's resolutions and what was your favorite present that you got for Christmas. Okay? Mwah. Bye guys. Okay, so the first thing that I have been doing is just using my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Yeah, that's what it's called. But that's what I've been using as my moisturizer, and it also works really well as just kind of like priming your skin. So that's really all I ever do is just put my moisturizer on, and then the next step is foundation. Current foundation is still my Estee Lauder in Tawny mixed with my Luminous Silk from Armani, or no, yeah, Giorgio Armani in 5.5. But the reason I mixed the two together, in case you're new to my channel, is because the Estee Lauder Double Wear is like a super full coverage and it is quite matte. But the Luminous Silk alone is not quite as full coverage as I like, and it's very dewy. So I like to mix them together, and I just do equal parts because that way I get the kind of natural skin finish where it looks more like skin and it's kind of like has a bit of a glow to it, but I get the longevity and the full coverage of the Estee Lauder. So that's why I kind of just do a little bit of both. So I'm just using my SLMISSGLAM Beauty Sponge right now. That was my absolute favorite one for the entire year of 2017. And basically, I pretty much used this foundation, this combo, for the majority of the year as well. So I'm kind of doing like my current / holy grail like 2017 products, because there's some products that I have been using that you guys will have seen for like, you've seen it a million times. But then there's a couple of new items that I've added to my routine that I really, really love. So it's kind of like a nice mixture of like new current routine / holy grail products that I loved in 2017. Okay, so for concealer, I've been using the Urban Decay All Nighter. I mix the color Fair, Neutral, and Light Neutral together, just because if you didn't watch that video where I kind of talked about them, the Fair is super duper light, and then the next one up as far as like in the neutral range is really dark. So I have to kind of like mix them together so that I get like my perfect color. So I would recommend, if you are kind of similar coloring to me, getting two. And I really do like this concealer because it's really great for oily skin, in my opinion. It does a nice job of brightening. It does dry really quick, so you have to work fairly fast with it. Otherwise you will have like little streaks on your face of concealer where it won't blend out. So definitely don't put concealer on and then like go and answer the phone or do something like that. Like, you need to blend it out as soon as you put it on. But it does a good job of highlighting, making everything nice and smooth. Like, I really like the fact that it's a very lightweight concealer. It's not heavy in any way, so it doesn't make me oily at all. And it really smooths out my under eye really nicely. But I feel like if you have dry skin already, it might be a bit drying for your skin type. So I would recommend, if you're maybe like normal, combination, or oily, it's not a hydrating formula in any way. This is new to my routine. This is the PatrickStarrr MAC collaboration. It's the Patrick's Powder Set Powder. And I have been playing with this ever since I got it. And guys, I love this powder. It is so good. So far, I have not had any problems with it breaking me out. I have been using it consistently for probably a couple of weeks now. And I haven't noticed any more breakouts than what I would normally get. So I don't want to promise you because it's only been a couple of weeks. But usually I'll know within a couple of days. So I basically just take a brush. I'm just using the Bare Minerals, what is this called? Dual Finish Blush and Contour Brush. This is the one that I used for the entire year. I love this brush so much. And I basically just tap the brush and I kind of like press that powder underneath my eye. And this powder not only does a really beautiful job of like smoothing and filling all of your pores, like, oh my goodness, it's so flawless. But I don't know if you guys can tell, it kind of adds just a weeny bit of coverage. And so I really like it, especially for my forehead area, because, you know, I still have a little bit of like pigmentation problems on my forehead. And sometimes like when I use my regular powder, it's almost like it brings them out more because it's like just a white powder. Whereas this one adds a little bit of kind of like color and coverage. And so my forehead ends up looking a lot more flawless than usual. And it really does a great job of smoothing everything out and just like making everything look really flawless. The only thing that I will say about this powder is that it doesn't do the best job of controlling oil. So I do find myself getting a little oily around my chin and my kind of like T-zone area. So if you are really oily, I don't know if you would like this powder. I definitely get pretty dewy with it compared to like my normal Nars powder. But I feel like when I do get oily, it doesn't break my foundation apart. It just, I'm a little oily, and then I can just blot it with some toilet paper. And then it still looks really beautiful. Like it never collects or looks cakey on the skin. It's a really, really beautiful finish. So that's why I've continued to use it, even though it doesn't control my oil quite as well as I would like it to. But the overall appearance and just finish of my skin, and even once it's been a while and then I've gone to like blot, it just looks so pretty. I feel like it's worth just kind of carrying some extra toilet paper or blotting paper in my bag so that I can still have that really beautiful finish, because it does make your skin look really, really good. The next thing I use, and this has been a holy grail for the whole entire last year, this was the Ben Nye Super White Professional Powder. And I really just love the way it like really brightens up underneath the eye. Without this powder, I just feel like I look really, really tired. And I just use it with a little fluffy brush. This is the it's wearing off. I think it's the MB23 from Morphe. It's basically like a really fluffy kind of like shadow brush. And I just kind of buff it in so that it's nice and white. And you're not going to look crazy because obviously once you put all the rest of your powder and your contour, you're good. But it really does just kind of create also like this kind of angle versus just like, you know? This is the Armani Luminous Silk Compact in the color number 2. And I basically just do a really light dusting of this just to kind of set my whole entire face. It adds just a tiny little bit of a color. And then it also just kind of like sets everything that I've done so that everything blends all into one. So that white powder is not so harsh. And I really love the finish of this powder because it is very, very lightweight. Like it's hardly anything. I also bring it down on my neck because obviously I pull foundation down on my neck because I have delightful scarring there, and well, mainly scarring at the moment, but those scars are dark. Your contour blends out better, your blush blends out better, like everything just goes on smoother. And this is new to me. This is what I was using. This is the Nars Man Ray The Veil Cheek Palette. And I was using this color right here, which is Laguna. And I liked that as a contour. It was really beautiful. But then I recently just got this, and honestly, I really like the fact that it's a standalone bronzer. I don't have to worry about getting the blush into my brush because that's a trio. This is from the Body Shop, and I got it on sale for $2. Like, holy moly, they had a huge sale. I had to stock up on like a bunch of body wash and shampoos. And so I was like, oh, this is in a little bin. It was $2, and it's a full size. This is the Dark Copper Matte 06. And it's just a really good size bronzer for $2. And I really like the color of it. It's nice because it's a neutral, but then it has just a slight bit of a warmth to it. So it goes on my skin really, really nicely. And then it's just a nice, very kind of convenient standalone compact. And I like the fact that it has just that little bit, almost a peachy tone in it, if that makes sense. So if you like kind of like a warm contour but not like super orangey, then this one's nice because it's neutral enough, but do you see how it has that kind of like, almost like a peachy kind of brown tone? It goes onto the skin really, really well. It blends out beautifully. It just looks really natural. Like it's just a really nice, very natural color. I'm very happy with this. Also, I love the fact that like, I love the Body Shop. It's, you know, kind of just more natural. I highly recommend it. And it's much cheaper than having to get Nars or Makeup Forever or MAC or anything like that, especially if you can get it in the bin for $2. Go and check out in your store. They might even have it on sale online. If I find it online, I'll obviously link it for you guys. But if you can find it for $2 in your little sales bins, do it, man. Okay, so that's my contour done. For blush, this I have actually used for a long time now. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3. I think they're not available at Sephora, but I'm pretty sure Nordstrom still has them. But this color down here, which is called Blush Pure Effect, is honestly the best blush that I've ever found since the blush that I created with Itsy, which is it was limited, so you can't get it anymore. So I've been trying to find a blush that had that same similar sheen to the cheek once you apply it, and it was really hard to find one that was like close to that. And this one, you'll see when I put it on, hopefully you'll be able to see, it gives you a bit of a glow. So not only are you putting down like a really pretty pink, it's not shimmery or sparkly, but there is this really pretty sheen, and it kind of just glows your skin from within. So it looks like you just naturally are very hydrated and just kind of like luminous. And so I really love it for that reason. Plus the pink, like the tone of the pink is absolute perfection. If they sell it singly, because honestly I don't really use anything else in the palette, but if they sell that singly, I would highly recommend just picking up that specific color. If they don't, this palette is really expensive. I believe it's like $70 or something, which is honestly like, but I find myself trying new blushes and then I'm like, oh, it's not my whatever this is called, Blush Pure Effect. It's just so, it just, I don't know, it just lights up your face. So there's two highlights that I've kind of been flipping and flopping back between. This one I've been using longer. This is the Pop Beauty Gilded Light. Oh my gosh. This highlighter I believe is $12, guys. So it's really, really affordable. It is so beautiful. It is just as good as any other high-end, really expensive highlighter. It's so amazing. It's almost like a cream when you apply it. Like, look at that. It's just so pigmented. There's a few different shades. The other color that I really love, which is all crumbled, which is a total bummer in the summer, is Celestial Light. It's kind of got more of a kind of like icy pink. And then the other color that I really love is Stellar Light. And this one is more of a kind of like pinky, kind of like rosy. You can see it's got a bit more of a pink tone. So if you are kind of on a budget, but you want something that's like intense glow and you don't want to spend an absolute fortune, go with those. Those I've been using now for probably maybe a couple of months. I can't remember when I got it, but it was consistently for quite a while. This one I just got. It's been kind of like my absolute go-to since I got it. I used it, and the first time I used it I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stop using this. This is the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. And so this one is kind of like more of the very kind of like soft champagne-y. So this one's really shimmery, and that one is really kind of subtle but very like glowy. So I'll just kind of swatch them so that you guys can see. So those are the two Fenty ones, but honestly look, those Pop Beauty ones are actually more pigmented. So for your money, you're better off getting the Pop. But I like the fact that this is a duo because I like to kind of layer them on top of each other. So I'm just taking my Morphe E27 brush. This is an eye brush, I believe. So first I take the softer color, which is a little bit more subtle without the shimmer, and I basically just buff that into the skin. And this one is really subtle, and so it's like, oh, okay, so you can kind of build it up if you want to, or you can also just do one layer and then you're kind of just like a barely there highlight. The reason I like this one and the reason I wanted to use it for this tutorial is because I know that there's a lot of people that don't like a really beaming highlighter, but then there's people that love a really beaming highlighter. And the reason I chose this one is because if you just use this subtle side and don't apply much, you can get a very, very soft, very natural highlight. But if you want to step it up and like be beaming to the stars, you can use this side and then you are literally like, whoa, glowing. So I thought it was kind of a good one for every single person because you can do both. You can be super subtle and super natural, girl next door, or you can be super diva glam, like, hello, I'm gonna blind you while you're driving, but you won't be mad because I look so good. So that's why I feel like it's kind of a must-have. I would highly recommend. And they have a bunch of different shades too. It's not just this color. There's one that's a little bit more pink. There's one that's a little bit more gold. So you have options as well, which I always like. But this specific color is my absolute favorite for my skin tone because it's very flattering and it's very just beaming, but still subtle. Like, you can do both. Now I'm going to go into the sparkly side. And it's not sparkly, but it is definitely shimmery, and you can see how it's just kind of like stepping up that highlight. So see, now that's like almost looks like you're wet versus this is kind of just a little bit more subtle. So like I said, you can do both. And I love that. I love that I can switch it up if I want to. I mean, honestly, I love a good glow. I would rather just blind people than just be like natural. So for me, it's always both sides, but you know, I like to give you guys options. So I have been going back to my Victoria's Secret. This has been a holy grail forever, as you can see. My lips have been insane, like insanely dry. And so I was using chapstick, I was using a bunch of different stuff, but I just needed to step it up. And this one is really thick and really moisturizing, but it's really hard to find. So if you can find it on eBay or Amazon, I highly recommend getting it. It's minty, it's so good, but it's so moisturizing. So for most of the year, I use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil in number 3 from Benefit. The first thing I do is brush all my brows up because the few hairs that I do have are starting to get wiry and weird. It's like, what the heck, man? I hardly have any brows, but the ones I do have are like literally insanely crazy ones. So I have to be very careful with those little suckers. And then this is the Ardell Stroke a Brow. So, bad story, I will tell you. I have the medium brown that I actually got in PR. The reason I'm spraying this is because these dry out really quick. I'm just using the e.l.f. Active Post-Workout Cool Down Mist, and I just spray it as soon as it starts to dry. So I picked up 2. I went to Sally's Beauty and I got 2 taupe ones because that's technically the color that I need. And they were already dry. When I got them, the cap wasn't already shut on there properly, even though it was like sellotaped, or not sellotaped, but you know, saran wrapped, whatever they're called. But the lid wasn't closed all the way and they were solid dry. So I bought 2 and they were both dead. And we live far away from Sally's Beauty, so I couldn't be bothered to go back and return it. So make sure that when you are, if you're gonna go to Sally's Beauty, check that the lid is clicked. Because if it's not clicked, they will dry out and it will just be solid, like stab you in the face like pencil. So this is the medium brown one. It's technically a bit too dark, but you know what? You can make it work with lightening brow gel. Just go in and I just kind of create my like base of my bottom line with this. And then I kind of add a couple of strokes in the front, and then I go back over with the Goof Proof and kind of blend everything out to make sure it's not too dark. And then I just add like a couple of strokes here and there in the kind of outer part. But yeah, if you feel like it's starting to get dry again and it's not putting down any color, just get your makeup setting spray or even water, honestly, just to kind of get it moist again because these are very dry. They dry out quickly. Okay, so now that that's done, and I go back in with my number 3 with the actual pencil side, and I kind of just create the rest of the shape. Okay, and then the next step that I do is get this Kokie Cosmetics Brow Mascara Tinted Eyebrow Gel. This stuff is really pigmented, guys, so you don't need much of it, so be warned. It adds just a couple of little highlights to the actual hairs that I do have. So the brows are done. The next thing I do is I go and I take a Sigma Eye Shading E55 brush, and I go back in with that Fenty Beauty highlighter, this one right here, and I go and take the subtle side and I just put that up on my brow bone, And that also helps to kind of just like soften the brow just a little bit so it's not like so harsh. Then I take the sparkly side or the shimmery side and I just kind of like pop that into the inner corner. So next I'm taking the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Glitz. This was part of the Laura Lee collaboration, and holy moly, I mean, you guys can see I've almost hit pan in the middle. I love this color so much. It's like a really soft kind of mauve. Yeah, it's like a mauvey pink. It's really beautiful for the crease. And I like it because it's matte, but it's cream. I've had a really hard time lately, especially with the colder weather. Whenever I wear dry shadows, the little flecks of powder get into my eye, you know, from fallout, and then my eyes water so bad. And it's like driving me absolutely insane. It's like when I go out in the cold, my eye just waters, but then for some reason whenever I use the Colourpop ones, that doesn't happen. So the only thing that I can think of is that Colourpops are cream, so you don't get any fallout. So I'm not getting any of those little speckles of powder in my eye. I don't know what it is. It's so weird. And then I've lost my brush that I used to use for the underneath to blend out, so I'm just using this one for now. This is a Sigma E30 pencil brush. I don't know what happened to my other one though. Daily struggle. Okay, so I just blend everything out on the bottom. So this is the color Shiny, and holy moly is Shiny my favorite. This is such a beautiful, warm, kind of like, I don't even know what it's, like a burgundy, I suppose. And I'm using the M433 from Morphe. So I put this all over my face, and it's literally like these are the tones of my hair right now. So it's kind of exciting that I can now match my eyeshadow to my hair, and then I just blend it out up into the crease. I always make sure that I wipe off my brush because obviously I don't want to pick up too much and then it be super dark up there. So once I get into the crease with a kind of like fresher brushed off brush, then I just kind of blend everything out so that there's no harsh edges, and then I put the full force of the color right at the base here. Okay, then I'm also going to take that color on that little pencil brush again, just the very tip of it, and I'm going to go and kind of just smudge everything out under there. Okay, then I take Birthday Cake from Colourpop, which is kind of like more sparkly, and I stick that right over the kind of just, I suppose, inner half of the lid, just to add a little bit of like shimmer. Then I use a Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush, and I just, in case there's anything, which usually there is not, but I just kind of like go and double check just to make sure. I brush everything off, and then I take Spoon, just the Super Shock Cheek, and I get just a nice little brush. This is the Marc Jacobs, the smudge brush. It's got fluff all over it. And I just pop that right into the inner corner, just to kind of add just an extra little bit of like sparkle and brightness. And then I finish off with Marc Jacobs Fine Wine. This is their like gel pencil, what are they called? Cream highlighter matte gel eye crayon. And this is like a really pretty kind of like burgundy red, and I like it because it makes my eyes look really blue. So then I take the Tweezerman eyelash curlers, and they do such a good job of curling my lashes. Then I take my Cils Booster XL from Lancome. You guys know this is like my all-time favorite primer. I just feel like it does such a good job. So I get like a really good coat on my lashes with that. And then I take my Lancome Hypnose Drama. This is not the waterproof one, this is just the regular one. Okay, so that's eyes done. Next, I have been obsessed with this. This is the color Flesh from Full Beat Cosmetics. Oh my gosh, these lip liners, guys, are so creamy and so pigmented. They stay on all day, and this Flesh color is like the perfect nude shade. And then last but not least, I have been using the PatrickStarrr matte collaboration, and the color is You Better Work. And this is so good. This is a lip gloss. It's really, really pigmented. It has a lot of coverage to it, and it is the perfect like light pink nude color. It's so good. It makes your lips look so big. And then to finish off, I just use my Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 spray, and I just kind of stick to where my highlighter is. Just so that it kind of pops my highlight, but then I'm not like super glowy in the T-zone. And that's it, guys. That's my like go-to current Holy Grail. Half of the, or probably 3/4 of the products are ones that I used throughout 2017 that were just like my Holy Grail go-to everyday. Yes, I love. Few of them, like I said, have kind of been more recent. I've added them into my routine, but it's currently what I wear on a day-to-day basis. If I'm not filming, then this is the exact look that I have been wearing. So I am obsessed with it. I love all these products. That highlighter is like, yes, I love it so much. This is pretty much my favorite look. I just love it. It's my absolute favorite go-to look. Happy New Year, guys. Really excited for 2018. 2017 was a good year for me, but I feel like, I don't know, I have a feeling that 2018 is going to be like a really good year. I just feel like it's going to be even better. I'm really excited to see what it has in store for me and for my family. I'm just like so excited. Tune in tomorrow. You will be seeing a winter try-on haul. It is going to be up later. So for all you people that are night owls, it'll be perfect for you. But yes, that's coming up tomorrow. I'm really excited. I'm about to go film it now. Yes, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah.